How you perceive the world determines your life's outcomes, not fate, not luck. What your life becomes stems from how you take in and process information. Let me summarize that uh, for you quickly. First off, our five senses: hearing, sight, smelling, taste, touch. It collects the information about the world around us. Uh, our identities process that information. The choices that we make about that information direct the paths that we take in life. And the paths that we take determine our life's outcomes. Now, in this four-step process, a person's identity is by far the most important factor in determining the end result of that person's life. So, in this video, what we'll respond to this question, which is, what is identity? Now, before I respond to that question, I just want to welcome you to the Discipled Warriors YouTube channel, where our goal is to become the men that God created us to be. If you're a first-time visitor, thank you for being here. So, back to the question, what is identity? Well, let's start with some synonyms for identity. Synonyms for an individual's identity include individuality, personality, selfhood, character, and uniqueness. What these words do is they refer to distinguishing characteristics or a persona of an individual person. A person's identity is not only who they perceive themselves to be, but it is also uh, covers what the person doesn't know about themselves. Identity is all encompassing. It includes the mask a person wears to hide potential flaws that they have, as well as a public display of the person's belief in their good qualities. Uh, all of those, the mask and the public display, are all used to pursue the person's goals in life, and they drive all their actions in life. Because a person's identity is so inclusive, identity determines how a person collects information, the value the person places on that collection, and how the information is processed in decision making. Before I get too deep in this explanation, let's remember that the process we're talking about is how our perception of information determines our life's outcomes. We collect the information we need to make useful decisions. And when discussing identity, how you perceive information is different than how I perceive the same information. For example, uh, if we see the same car wreck and give our recollection of the accident to a nearby police officer, some details will be the same, but others will be different. So, how we collect information depends on a multitude of factors that we'll group under the heading of personal identity. Additionally, the value we place on that information is going to be different. Let's go back to the car accident example again. When describing the accident, your recollection will be different than mine because the value you place on some things will be different than mine. Your highest value in the accident might be whether anyone was injured, while my highest value might be who was at fault. Because of the different values we place on the information, we'll choose to use that information in different ways. Let's go back to the car accident again. Because your highest value could be the well being of the people involved, you might decide to insure to purchase vehicles with high safety ratings. Uh, because my highest priority is who was at fault, I might choose car insurance that pays out when the other party is at fault. In making decisions, we always start with what we know or what we think we know, and the information we collect is used to make informed decisions. The choices we make while navigating those experiences determine outcomes. Because the choices we make stem from our identities, we should understand how our identities shape not only what information we collect, but the value we place on that information. Well, At this point, I hope you're already thinking about the next question, which is, where do our identities come from? And the response to that question will be addressed in the next video in this series. Be sure to subscribe. Be sure to subscribe if you're interested in finding out the answer to that question. And if you've made it this far, go ahead and hit the like button. For in-depth, biblically substantiated discussions on how to be a man of God, consider ordering your copy of the Discipled Warriors Handbook. You can order it through most major retailers. And here's a question that I want you to ponder and respond to in the comments section. How did your identity lead you to this channel? My name is Ray Dillman, and I steward the Discipled Warriors Ministry. As always, be the man that God created you to be. Check out this next video from our channel.